Yeah, woohoo, yeah.
Hey guys, DiverseBoarding Brandon Kwan here, and today I have the review of the Bustin Maestro. Alright, so this is the deck. Now my setup is Bear Grizzly trucks with 80A orange orangutan for president. I have ABEX 7 bearings with stock bushings. Okay, the board is 38 inches long and 9.5 inches wide at its thinnest point, which is in the middle. Some of my main concerns before buying this board is the board perfectly symmetrical? And the answer to that is no. If we tilt the board on the side here, you can sort of see the design. Now, what it is at the front, there's frontal camber, which means the board is higher up here. And there's also concave here. And then the back, it's lower with just a flat spot, a nice little pocket for your foot. But since it's lower in the back here, the back tail comes up more on an angle than the front tail is. It's more like flat here, and it's just got a nice little kick at the end. But that's one of, and I find that back tail is really awkward to do things with. Like I find it harder to do G-turns with it, and yeah. Another difficulty I have with since the board is unsymmetrical is just doing slides, riding the board backwards. Like my front foot would be here, my back foot would be right here, and since this is normally the back of the board and it's lower, and like trying to do a 180 stand up, I find it sort of hard. Like I don't know why, it's just because this is higher, I guess, but it's hard to push out. That might just be me, but you might find it to be a problem. The second concern is the board light? That is a yes, actually. I think this is a really light board. Like it's like 5 pounds, maybe less, without trucks, and then depending on your trucks and your setup, it could be just a few pounds heavier. Some of my complaints about this board is like, well, when I first got it and like my first few weeks of riding it, the grip tape, you can't really tell, but it was wearing off really fast. I had some spots like coming off here, but I did order my board around Christmas, and I'm not sure if just because it was the holidays that they're getting a lot of orders and they're just getting this grip tape out as fast as possible. But I did contact Bustin. They did send me some new grip tape, and they also have changed their line of grip tape, so they're using higher, better quality stuff. And they're also, a recent addition is that they are using laser cut grip tape on all their boards now, instead of just applying it on whatever company grip tape this is. Another problem is I did not like the graphic that they used. I did design this graphic, but I'm not sure if it was, again, because of the holidays, but I did not like the paint they used because it looks like cheap quality stuff. Like you can sort of see the layers of each paint they used. The colors also look very light. In the computer, they looked vibrant and very nice, and like this design looked actually great. But what else? Yeah, they also made the image larger, so like this image actually doesn't fit on the entire board, and I don't really like that. But if you were to get a board from Bustin, I suggest you get a limited edition or like a quick ship, so you don't really have to worry about this. But I'm not sure if it was just the holidays or not. They might have changed their way of making the graphic. Alright, one of the main features about this board is that it is very low to the ground. As you can see, it is actually in fact too low. It's a very stable ride once you get on it. I'm not sure it's because of my trucks or that it is a drop through deck, or just the way they designed it in general. Like the back is lower, but even with that frontal camber, the front still feels low. And it's great for like just landing on tricks, and you got that stability. And when you ride another board, like for example the Apex, it feels like a really high board, and then you're not used to it. So my trucks, I enjoy having my trucks really loose. when I first got the board, Bustin like tightened them already. So if you get a board from them, probably try loosening the trucks by twisting this bolt. I don't experience any wheel bite, but I think that's a good thing. The board's got some pretty nice cutouts, and when I'm probably riding and like actually turning, the wheel is probably a lot closer, but I haven't experienced any wheel bite yet, and I have been riding this board for a long time. Alright, my board that I got is 7 plies. I think, and also another thing that I noticed when I first got the board is the board felt really fragile, probably because it was so close to the ground, but it felt like the board was gonna break. But don't worry about that. I've been riding this board for a long time. I haven't experienced any cracking, anything. I don't even have shock pads, and I haven't experienced any damage other than just like razor tail. But I'll see if I can do a flex test for you. Alright, so I weigh 130 pounds, and I do find the board pretty flexy. It does have like that fragile feel, like I said before. But I have ridden an 8-ply Maestro, and it's definitely stiffer. It does have a bit of give into it. But if you think you might want an 8-ply, like if the flex test seemed like it was too flexy for you, definitely go with the 8-ply. It does have that give, and it just seems like the perfect amount. On the side it does say 120 is the 200 is the maximum for the 7-ply, but I think that's a bit over. If you're like maybe 150, go for the 8-ply. I think that's a good estimate. Overall, I think it's a great board. I definitely think you should get it if you're interested in buying one. The only problem I have is that it is not symmetrical, and the back tail does come up on a higher angle, and so it's kind of awkward. But other than that, if you can get by it or you don't really notice it, then it's perfectly fine for you. Bustin has been making improvements. They're a great company. They're always there to help you out if you have any questions. Just overall, it's great. Definitely think you should get it. If you have any questions about the board, or if you want to know more about it, just ask me, because I probably did forget something about in this video. I'm pretty know much everything about this board. I've ridden it for a long time. I know the ins and outs of it. Bustin's basically my company. I pay a lot of attention to them, visit their site a lot. Just check them out. This has been the review of the Bustin Maestro. Please rate, comment, and subscribe to DiverseBoarding. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was helpful.